So, very good morning to everyone. Another top ranker student is with us in this early morning on 4th of April. And we are really thankful. Dr. Sambhavi, rank 160 All India, 160, BDS graduate from Dr. HSJ Dental College, Chandigarh. Congratulations once again for this big achievement. And congratulations to you, your family for
Yes,
this.
Mr. Congratulations.
Thank you
You know,
so
you
much,
have
Sarana.
actually done the unimaginable. Many students, cannot even imagine that this rank is attainable. So how you started it, what kind of student you were, and how you achieved this.
Ma'am, first of all, I would really like to thank the entire faculty and both of you for a great guidance. It wouldn't have been possible without a guidance because everybody is studying, but the right kind of guidance is very important at this stage. We have been studying for 4 years, 5 years also, but again, the guidance is very important. So that was really nice. And I mostly stuck to my notes only. I started off in January last year, started preparing in January last year, but it was not at a very good pace, I would say. Uh, Very lightly, 3 hours, 4 hours a day, I was studying at that time, and I started off like that. And I picked up pace around October, September, October, around that time. I pushed myself. Now I have to do it all out, and the date is all very near. So now I have to push myself to put in more hours. And since then, I've tried to complete my notes as many times as possible and do the test series well and the pulse and whatever questions were available to me, because I understood one thing from my UG preparation, that is very important to do the questions very well. Because
Hmm.
direct questions जो भी होंगे that are there in the notes, and that will strike you immediately when you look at the question. But
Hmm.
जो भी application based होगा उसके लिए you have solved those kind of questions beforehand so that you can apply your knowledge over there. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So it was a 50-50 mix. They
Yeah.
used to do theory and then MCQs
Yeah.
or vice
Relevant.
versa.
No, I used to read my notes first and then do the relevant MCQs, and whatever MCQs I found that were not there in the notes or were slightly different, I used to write it down in the notes itself so that when I'm reading it again, I can learn that part also.
Beta, one question I want to ask, like anything that is extra you have written, मतलब did it come in exam? Was it very like जो extra आपने note किया little bit, मतलब was it like tested? Yeah,
Um,
it was from the notes only.
Mostly it was from the notes only. It's just that the notes, if you have read it once, probably you'll not be able to really find it
Recall.
out. But if you have
Hmm.
read it twice or thrice, then you know exactly how to apply that part. Because this year's
Yes.
exam, I felt was I had appeared for the last year's exam also,
Hmm.
though without preparation, but I had appeared for the last year's exam also. I found it was slightly easier than this one, slightly more direct than this one. This was a little more, I felt, on the application based side. कि आपको थोड़ी देर
Yes.
wait you have to think about it, what they're asking.
Hmm.
Like that. But yeah, it was there in the notes. You just have
Hmm.
to jostle your brain a little bit.
Obviously, beta, see application, so you have to, do it based upon your experience also. Like that question on asthma attack when a patient is on dental chair, what will you give? So it was almost a direct, but thoda sa it
But
was
yeah,
altered.
if
है
you
ना?
have read it twice or thrice, then you can immediately come on to it. You answer
Yes, yes. Hello, Dhruv sir.
Hi, good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Morning.
Dr. Shambhavi, what is your verdict on this year NEET exam paper? Everybody was talking about it was lengthy, it was and on the lines of everything being asked clinically. कैसा लग रहा था पेपर करते टाइम like what was and coming out of that now immediately like एक reaction होता है ना and now you when you retrospectively analyze that once you have been getting this rank now अब क्या लगता है कि कैसा था पेपर?
When I had appeared for the exam, I did find it slightly lengthy because whenever I was attempting the mock exams, I used to usually finish it off within 1 hour 20 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes. I used to finish the exam entirely. But this exam took me around 2 hours 20 minutes time. So I did find it a little lengthy also. But also the fact that the mock exam and this is different, so you try to go slower also, but still I found it a little lengthy. But and when I had come out of the exam, I was really not sure about how I have done. And last year का जो exam हुआ था, तो I was very sure कि हाँ, this was the question, this was the question. But this year when I came out, I felt all zoned out. कि I don't even remember the questions, what they had asked. I just thought that, oh, what has this? It's gone now. I've missed an opportunity or something. When I'd come out of the exam, I really felt this was what I felt, that I've missed my opportunity. But once the result came out, firstly I was in disbelief, but then I realized that maybe the exam was such that uh, it came out well. Maybe the other people did not score so much, and I got a rank. So it
नहीं,
was
ऐसा नहीं होता.
But you were able to manage your time very nicely. And that was because you practiced so much.
yes, yes, because I had appeared for the mocks. There were so many mocks. I mean, every week one full mock test and
No,
two
that's
other
very
subject
good, Victor. That's very good. Because you did it, no, you were able to see that, cue point, buzzword, which was
tests.
there in such lengthy questions.
That really got me into the habit. Ki I read the question is like maybe 10 lines of question or 11 lines of question, but the actual question is just hidden in two words or
Mm.
three words. And
Yes.
giving the exam really trains your eyes to hunt those words really quickly
Yes.
in such
And
a
you
long.
were able to perform good in GTs, or this was your best performance?
I think it was similar only. This was I used to perform slightly lower than this in the tests that were there in the institute. It was slightly better score than difference of maybe 50, 60 marks.
Okay.
So I would like to, ask you a very specific question. All of us, absolutely the day when you appeared for your exam, that was a good day for you. But everyone, has good and bad days, right? So I want to ask you that what was your key to maintaining the, your focus, your motivation, your dedication during those bad days of your preparation? What made you, constantly focus on that?
It is very difficult to maintain a focus for such a long time, firstly, and especially given the fact that our dates were not coming out. They had given the dates for PG and our dates were still to be announced, so we were all in that. So it was very difficult to maintain focus around that time, but I kept pushing myself, saying that it is perhaps the last exam that I'll be appearing for, and after this, it's all not rosy, but definitely in a more organized way. So I just kept telling myself that this is your last exam. Please do well. Just about 2 more months. Just do it. So that is, I kept telling myself that every day, and every day that every time I felt there'll be good days when you feel कि हाँ, I have to put in 12 hours a day, then you will do it. But there'll be days when you don't just feel like getting up. On those days, you have to say कि नहीं कुछ भी करके बस कर लो अभी, but it's just 2 months more or 3 months more, and that's all. After that, you can really take your time for yourself. So that's the key, self motivation. That is important. Plus, yes, the teachers also every day are sending us messages or voice notes. Or when you see people at the other end also putting effort for you, you feel like putting in that kind of effort
Right,
to
right,
repay their
absolutely.
work.
That's really nice, and that's really important because everybody needs to know how to cope with those bad days in your preparation time, because that 1 day or 2 days can really push you back, with
Yes,
all the
yes,
effort which you
perfectly.
have made.
So, Dr. Shambhavi, like now everything is on your charts. You have a rank with you. When you go back little in time, like when you started with your preparation, and when you are like going through a lot of like you just said hard and ups and downs phases, कहीं पे like किसी situation में like you were having that feeling कि yes, I am preparing. You went subject by subject with us.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So you know how to master one subject in 1 2 weeks or maybe say 15 20 days. Then you were jumping to the next subject. So कहीं पे ये फीलिंग आनी शुरू हो गई थी इस बार मैंने ये सब्जेक्ट बहुत अच्छे से कर लिया है and definitely I'm not going to fumble up. Step by step I'm improvising during the preparation.
While preparing, there were subjects which I thought that I know very well, and then there were subjects which I thought that I don't know them so well. So it was important that to pay attention on the subjects which I thought I was weak in, but also इनमें इतना ज़्यादा time ना spend करूँ कि I lose out on the subjects which I know that are my strength and I know that will help me to score better in the exam. So when I was planning my revision also, I scheduled it in a way that I gave more time to the weaker subjects, but at the same time not compromising on the subjects I think that were good for me. Like medicine always took me a lot of time to complete, and the
Yeah.
notes were always so exhausted. So I try to finish one subject while I was revising. I used to try to finish one subject in one day entirely. But medicine was one subject which I tried to break into parts so that I'm able to push myself
That's
also,
good.
so that
And
I'm
that
not.
is how it should be done. Medicine is not to be studied together. Nobody can study. MD medicine also cannot study medicine together. It is also broken down. CVS, then with CVS you do the pharmac, and it is the way to be done. So very good for that, beta.
Whichever subject I thought I was weak in or did not like so much, I tried to break it down into smaller parts so that it is not too much for me also, and I'm able to finish also. और एक progress मुझे अपने आप में दिखता भी रहे कि हाँ I have made this much progress, this much I have learned. So I tried to break it up
In the
like that.
main exam, you were able to, like when the questions were popping up from different subjects, they are not in an order in the exam.
हाँ, they're
Hmm.
not.
एक प्रोस्तो आएगा, दूसरा पेरियो, फिर ऑर्थो, anything.
Hmm.
Were you able to immediately correlate with what you had studied?
Yes, I was able to correlate. See, this is from this part. This is how it has to be applied. So I was able to correlate well in that. Since it was very mixed, I mean, the part A and part B also, it was not very clear cut. This is part B is the division was not very clear that part B is clinical and part A is medical. So this is not like that. It was very mixed. But then I was able to figure out कि this is from this part, this is from this part, where it has come from. I was also able to visualize my notes. I have written it on this page, this section, and all that. I was able to figure out. So it's just you have to have a sip of water. Whenever you feel stuck,
Hmm.
whenever I felt stuck, I just had a sip of water, close my eyes, and try to remember. It all comes back to you. Whatever you have read, it all comes back.
True. And the best part about you, Dr. Shambhavi, is you were self-evaluating. And you were self-evaluating at every step what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong. Right? So that was the best part.
I tried to learn from, in UG times, probably I did not spend so much time because I was in a regular school. I just go to school every day and then go to coaching. So I could not spend so much time as much as I wanted. So, but this time preparing, I really made sure that I'm listening to each and every word which you guys are saying, all the teachers are saying, whatever little tips, not just the lectures, but also the little tips that you gave. कि सुबह उठ जाओ या रात में पढ़ो या दिन में पढ़ो, whatever little things, whatever you said, I tried to imbibe all of it so that I can make a difference from the last time and do it in a better way. Learn
That's
from your experience. Of course, I'll be appearing for one only, but all the faculty has probably appeared through us so many times.
yes.
So, learning through your experience.
Dhruv?
So, reflecting on, the amazing success you have had in this week, everybody is very happy with that. I'm sure that you are the one who's most excited. So, my question to you here is that, what do you believe sets you apart from the 30,000 people who were there together with you appearing for the exam? What is, reflecting on your success, what is that part do you personally believe that, this is something which sets me apart from the other people who prepared for the exam?
I believe probably my positive attitude and outlook towards life is what makes a difference because a lot of people while preparing they just feel कि नहीं हो पाएगा and there's so much competition won't be able to do and when they get stuck at a topic or certain things we are not able to learn we feel that maybe I'll not be able to do it and get worried but when I was preparing and I got stuck at something or when I was not able to learn anything or found anything difficult I always used to tell myself it's okay even if you're not able to learn it there are 240 questions the likelihood that that one question which you don't know to pop up in a exam is like 1 in 240 which is not very much So ऐसा नहीं है कि जो आपको नहीं आता है वही आ जाएगा. So why to worry about it?
Right. Absolutely.
Try to learn it as far as possible, but if not, then just go ahead, do the other things well. And I always told myself I'll do well. So
Very
the
good.
positive attitude and the key, and it keeps you motivated also to keep studying. Otherwise, staying thinking about dire outcomes never helps. It will only push you back and just tell you don't study, कोई फायदा नहीं है, and also it's always better to tell yourself that you will do it.
Very good. Very good. So that positive attitude kept you, alive all this time.
Yes, sir.
Great. Great.
Shambhavi, like many students, many aspirants will be definitely watching your juniors from college. I'm sure you must have seen during your own preparation days these kind of interviews.
Yes.
What is your message out there to the vast audience who look up to rankers like you? Mm. And like in like very simplified manner, how good or bad is the preparation timelines and what they can easily cover up to achieve success like yours?
I would like to say that there is no bad time to start, there is no good time to start. Whatever time, whenever you decide to start, that is the best time. That is a good time. Because myself, I started preparing very late, according to how a lot of people start preparing. I started preparing very late. So I would say that whenever you start preparing, whenever you put in that 100% from your side, you will do well. From that day onwards, you will do well and it will show you the results.
Absolutely.
It's important to stick to a routine. That is the most important, that you stick to a routine. And there will be days when you don't feel like getting up and doing it. On that day, if you cannot put in 10 hours or 8 hours, at least put in your 2 hours or 3 hours, so that you are not completely off track for the next day also. Don't And it's important to take those healthy breaks also in between, so that you're not so saturated by the end of 1 month that you waste another week contemplating. So that is important. But sticking to a schedule, staying positive is the most important. These two things. Staying positive is the key, definitely.
Is the most important, which really is like we are able to feel that positivity. Okay, how you tackle all the difficult situations in a year. So hats off, Meta. And again, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank
So,
you to the entire faculty also.
there's one very important thing, which all of us also want to know, and your friends, your juniors who will be looking up to you want to know that what was your, revision strategy for the last 1 week before the exam, because that is where a lot of us fumble up, a lot of us are not very sure about how do we go about, utilizing those last 7 days. Do we put in, 16, 18 hours there? How do you schedule your revision for that one important week before the exam?
I had marked out my points, whichever I found difficult or whichever I thought that requires repeated revisions. I had marked out those points in each subject, and in all the tests that I had appeared for, all the mock tests, I had written out the answers on my notebook, whichever I found difficult or I thought, see, I'm not able to learn them. And in the last few days, I was reading only those points or only those chapters which I had found difficult initially. Because the things we have understood, we are going to remember those things. The things that we have to learn, probably that we have to keep doing repeatedly. So I the marked points, and those were very few, not like vast things, very few points which I had marked out, and I repeated those in the 7 days, and that's what I say, because that immediately strikes when you see it in the exam. It's just immediately you know that you have done this.
That's the best strategy.
That's idealistic, actually.
Yes.
Idealistic way what you.
Now you are coming out as very idealistic student.
Mhm.
So actually, it's our luck that you were our student. Because you are actually doing everything, we are thinking, ki hum, what should we say? You are doing everything right.
Nee, it's
I'm
always
just
like
recalling the orientation sessions which I have taken the same things we have been repeating, and now you are repeating to us now.
Yes.
The same.
No, I thought that you give one exam according to yourself. एक आप अपने teachers के हिसाब से दे के देख लो what difference it makes, and it has made all the difference.
Very big a statement to make. Thank you
Yes,
for
thank
Thank you, and super duper congratulations for your new
Thank you.
innings. And we really hope that you come out with, make all of us proud after your post graduation as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And always be like this. Be this, brave girl who's very positive and she knows her way out. You know your way out, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, beta.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो मैम. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
नमस्कार मैम, बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो. बहुत big achievement of your daughter.
No, sir, it's your effort that worked.
Thank you. But she is very
आप लोगों
hardworking.
की भी मेहनत, बहुत मेहनत है. बच्चे की तो होती ही है, बट आप लोगों का गाइडेंस भी बहुत वर्क करता है.
मैम एक्चुअली ना ये कहावत उल्टी है. सारी मेहनत बच्चे की होती है, हमारी तो थोड़ी होती ही है.
नहीं, आप लोगों का बहुत होता है.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.